Alright, welcome back. So in this video we're looking at another challenge activity. This is for functions in code.org. So this we're going to create functions to draw the scenes. Now these could be anything. They kind of leave this totally up to you. We'll kind of read through the directions here. It just says the provided code draws one of two different scenes based on where the mouse is on the screen. It either calls the draw scene 1 function or the draw scene 2 function. However, these functions don't exist yet. Feel free to be creative and draw whatever two scenes you want. Alright, so basically these are functions right here. And if we run this, nothing would happen. We actually get an error. Okay, because there's really nothing for these to go to. Functions are basically a set of code, and then when they give them a title here, you can call on them and it will play that series of code. But because we don't have these created, it has nothing to go to. If I were to go ahead and make both of these, even if I didn't have any code in them, I wouldn't get that error. So if I do draw scene 1 and then draw, and make sure for this anyways they have these capitalized, draw scene 2 and make sure you spell them correctly. Okay, so as long as these match, if I run this, I don't get an error, but it has nothing to do. It doesn't know what to do. So let's just as an example, we can go ahead and we'll, let's make a background color. And we'll say that, one of them is going to be green. And then let's add another background color to the other one. And we'll make this one blue. Okay, so what they really want it to do is it's not playing anything. And if I move the mouse, run this. So it has blue. And if I move where the cursor is, the Y location of that cursor for the mouse is greater than 200. So if we look up here, see how it's blue. Okay, which means it's playing draw scene 2, so it's going to draw this all the time unless, so I have the cursor up here, it's going to be blue. If I move my cursor down here, it's going to be green, because the cursor of the Y location right here, which you can't see, once it gets past 200, then it's going to turn to green. Okay, and then you can keep adding to that. They have movement on here, which you could totally do. You could create a different object and have it move across the screen. You could create sprites. That would be kind of a cool thing. But really, it's just creating these functions. So I just created a background color for each of these to kind of demonstrate that, and we could add more if we wanted to. I'm just going to stick to let's make an ellipse for draw scene 2. And we'll do a fill color for that too. We'll make it yellow. And we'll keep it right in the middle here. So you can see it stretches from, let's make it a little bit smaller. And you can see it's right there. Okay? So you can add whatever you would like to this. As they say, create the two functions needed for this program, fill them in code. So it's whatever you want to create with this, but this is how you make the functions. You can stack them below here. Just make sure you name them correctly so that they go along with these right here. And that's basically what functions are, just a set of code that you can call on. It really allows your program you can add a lot more things with not as much code as you would need. All right, hopefully this helps you with your coding, and good luck.